So on page 48, you should have these notes copied down, and we are going to do 2 examples. So underneath those notes, go ahead and copy down number 1, which is here. So the steps for solving by factoring, I have put up here in this corner. So the very first step is you need to get the equation set equal to 0. Well, this problem already is. It's equal to 0. And we would try to solve by factoring because we are in standard form with a bx value. So we have all 3 terms. So if you didn't have a calculator to solve using your calculator, you would try solving by factoring. So it's already set equal to 0, and we're going to factor. So it's 3 terms, so off to the side. And there's no GCF because there's nothing that goes into 1, 9, and 20. So you would make your 2 by 2 box that's 3 lines tall. First term, first box. Last term, last box. And I do put the original problem outside of the box so I can check my math. Okay, so you take the coefficient in the first box times the number in the last box. So 1 times 20 is 20. So we need to find 2 numbers that multiply to be a positive 20, but at the same time, when you fill in these boxes diagonally, they would add to be a positive 9. So I'm going to go through all of the factors of 20 and explain why they work and they don't work. So 20 would be 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3 doesn't work, 4 and 5. 20 is a positive number, which means both of our factors would have to be positive or both of our factors would have to be negative. How do you decide if they're positive or negative? You look at the sign of the term we need to add to. So this is a positive 9, which means our factors have to be positive. So if I make all of these positive, I want the ones that add to be 9. Well, 1 and 20 add to be 21, 2 and 10 are 12, 4 and 5 are 9. So we are going to choose 4 and 5. It wouldn't matter which box you put which factor. And then you filled in the boxes. So now we're going to work backwards. The only way to get x squared in this first box is an x up top and an x to the side. To get a 4x in the top right box, we would need a positive 4 above. To get a 20 in this last box, we would need a 5 to the right. So this problem would factor to be x plus 4 times x plus 5, and then we can't forget this equals 0 behind it. So step 1 was to get it equal to 0. It already was. Step 2 was to factor. Step 3 is to set each element equal to 0. So you draw a line in between your parentheses, and you set each set of parentheses equal to 0 individually. And then your very last step is to solve. So x plus 4 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. X equals negative 4. X plus 5 equals 0. You subtract 5 from both sides. Oops, let's try that again. So when you subtract 5 from both sides, plus 5 and a minus 5 cancel, we get x equals negative 5. So these would be your 2 roots right here. X equals negative 4 and x equals negative 5.